Welcome back, my resin monkeys, to another installment of the ultimate skin tone guide / tutorial. Hallelujah! I do hope that my first video was very informative to most of you. I'm pretty sure not all of you, but most of you. So now I come with part 2, which is the lacquer side of skin tones. Now, before I continue, I want to, tell all of you guys that left comments saying that, yes, I know that these are, those were not all the paint brands that exist for acrylic paints. However, those were the most available to me at the time. There were a lot of American brands that I didn't even know existed, and some other, European brands. And well, I'm not in Europe, so I can't really do anything about that. But, point taken, not all of those paints were, the entire existence of all acrylics. Okay, now before we get into the whole topic of lacquers, I need to tell you about safety. Yes, this naggy little thing that you have to do to protect your health. First of all, lacquers are very toxic if inhaled, so you need a spray booth. And secondly, you will need a face mask. I've already spoken about this in one of my previous videos on safety, but I'm just gonna go through it right now. You cannot inhale toxic fumes because then, according to whatever law in California states that, everything gives you cancer, I'm gonna, include that in there because that's what it literally says on the goddamn bottles. So very important, if you don't have this equipment, this specialized equipment, do not, I repeat, do not use these brands of paints. If you're gonna use a mask, be sure to use an N95 safety mask, which is the one that's appropriate for these types of fumes because, it gets all the particles in, it doesn't let anything come into you, the whole spiel. First, before everything, I want to make a disclaimer. Pre-made lacquer skin tone paints are very few and far in between, and with this, I mean really few, just 2. There is one particular paint that I wasn't able to get, and I know it's part of, the lacquer family, and it's basically the collaboration between Mr. Hobby and Monsieur Baume. I hope I'm saying that right. Monsieur Baume. Monsieur Master Baume. That I wasn't able to get anywhere. I did find it on Amazon, but for almost triple the price. And I'm sorry, I don't have that kind of money right now, just for demonstration. So this video is going to be reduced to just 2 brands, which is Mr. Hobby and Gaia Notes. So why are you all looking at my face? Let's go paint some boobies. Lacquers will usually come in mixes that specify the base color and the shading colors. It also comes in red and orange undertones. Unfortunately, Mr. Hobby only carries the colors for the red undertones. No orange at the moment. And those colors would be number 111 and number 112. When using these paints, you do need to thin them with lacquer thinner. So be sure to add that to your shopping list. The cool thing about this is that Mr. Hobby and Gaia Notes are compatible with each other, so you can mix them with any of the 2 lacquer brands. Number 111 is the base color, so we will need to completely cover the surface with it. Number 112 is the shading effect. So go light with the shadings because if you go overboard, you will get a very pinkish red effect, and that's not a result that you're going to be looking for. Unless you are looking for it, then what do I know? Once you covered all your shadings, go back with the base color and blend those paints for a softer shadow. It does give a nice effect to your kit. A little pale for my personal taste, but if this is what you're looking for, then go for it. Moving on to the second and last brand of lacquer paints that I can come up with, we are going to check out Gaia Notes. They, on the other hand, have a nice set of paints with red and orange undertones, and you don't just get 2 color effects out of this one. You can actually mix and match to make 4 different colors. Let's start by using the 2 base colors. Number 52, which is just off-white. Not entirely, but you can see a subtle tint of ivory. And we'll cover the whole piece with it, just like we did the last time. Using number 54, I'll go in and add the shadings. Using, again, 52, covering the whole piece with the base color. Then passing on to using number 53 to do the shadings. This gives me a warm, peachy tone. You can build up the shadows and then give a light layer, covering everything so that the shadings blend a bit more. Passing on to Gaia number 51 as your base color, again covering your entire piece. Then go on and apply number 53 for a different result as the one seen before. And finally, for the last sample, going back to 51 to do the base color. Using number 54 for shadings, it gives us a very different orange tone, but it's like a combination between red and orange, and it's a really nice tone in my personal opinion. Now I just want to point out that there is a special primer that Gaia Notes carries, and it's basically the same color as number 51. So if you're going to buy it, don't get number 51 unless you want to spend the money. So, oh, there it is. Sorry to disappoint, but that's pretty much the only thing that's available at the moment. If there's a different lacquer brand, if there's somebody else that made something, just let me know in private or in the comments or wherever the crap you want, and tell me where I can buy them, how much, and if they're lacquers, obviously, because this is a lacquer special. I don't portray myself as knowing it all. I know a lot, but there's a lot I don't know, and that's why I have you guys to tell me if there's something else that I haven't really seen or that I'm not aware of. So that's your job. You tell me, I buy it and review it and do a test and whatever it is I gotta do, all so that you guys can have an informed decision on what you want to use for your own kits. The skin is basically the second most important thing of your kit. If it's too dark, if it's too pale, it's not gonna look right. And obviously the most important thing of your kit is the eyes, but the second most important thing is your skin. And it's something that it's personal to each and every one of us. I might like orange undertones, you might like red undertones, somebody might like something in between, and it's perfectly normal. I mean, everybody has their own tastes. And that's what this guide is all about. Now, the next video is around the corner, and that's gonna be, the cherry on top of everything, because it's just as extensive, almost, as the acrylic skin tone. So there's a lot to choose from, and 3 different brands. Again, if a different brand, let me know. I have left a list of useful links that you can, go to for your shopping list. I know there's a lot of you have asked me, hey, what tools do I use? What materials do I personally use for my kits? And I've decided to do a big shopping list for you guys, and it's available in the description area so that you can check it out. I'm in the process of I'm in the process of updating my website. So all the links you see in the video description will also be added to my website along with many more, because it's a very huge list of things that I actually use, like materials, tools, you name it. Anything that you can buy on Amazon at a very good price, you got it. You got it in there in the description. Now, full disclosure, all those are affiliate links of mine with Amazon. So not only will you be getting a very good deal on many of these things, but you will also be helping me and this channel grow more. The last installment of this guide will be published on this date right here. So I'll see you in the next and final video for this amazing guide that I think it's amazing because fuck, nobody's done this before ever. So I think it's amazing that, you know, someone actually took the time to do all this. Until next time, my resin monkeys, bye.